Hi everyone! So while we're waiting for the PTR update to be deployed, I decided to try out some Fist of the Heavens on the PTR. So this is not really a new build at all, I've played this many times, especially for speed farming, but it does get an upgrade from the season theme, where you call down one Fist of the Heavens on a random enemy every 2 seconds. Now this is not exactly a very spicy seasonal theme power, because it's just quite weak compared to some of the others that other builds are getting. And on top of this build is not exactly very powerful either on its own. And this season theme doesn't really change it. I gotta say that Fist of the Heavens is actually one of my favorite speed farming builds of all time in the game. It's just so much fun to ride around, especially on low GRs, just annihilating screens from those zapping bolts that you can shoot. And I don't know, it's just really cool. There's something to it, and I really like that build. I just wish it was better. Now, we do get an improvement here, and I decided to also try it out in kind of like a push, so just to see how good it is. And it actually surprised me. It was better than I thought, even going towards higher tiers. As you can see here, I just opened at 120, and I expected this would be like, you know, more for like a push, but I actually just kind of blasted through this in a pretty solid map. It is obviously not like a 3-minute 120 build like Wave of Light, but not terrible at least. Afterwards, I dropped down to GR 110 and did like 2.5 to 3-minute runs on average. So that is actually pretty solid results in the grand scheme of things. It is kind of tough to play this build though, because it's pretty glass cannon despite all the extra toughness skills included, like Iron Skin and the Law and Aggron's Champion. Theoretically, you can even run the Judgment with Debilitate for even more damage reduction. In my case, I used the Pool Rune to proc Strong Embraces and get a bit more air damage value just to speed up those runs. Typically, I always use this build for just like gearing up my Satyrs if I want to solo push with other builds. And I was just like blasting through GR90s. I think in season 25 actually, I did like some 40-second GR90 clear or something like that, or GR95. So it was quite good for that purpose. But also just for farming XP, it's fairly good. It doesn't beat LOD Bombardment, but it's not really too far behind if you don't like Bombardment that much. I believe that with the seasonal theme focusing on Fist of the Heavens in particular, it should be a bit better though. So the seasonal theme power, if you have it or not, it actually doesn't really hurt all that much. I did some runs without it and barely noticed the difference. I expect it's maybe like a 1-tier to maybe 2-tier difference right now in power level, so that can be bumped up way higher to, you know, maybe cast 2 Fists of the Heavens, or even more, like 5 Fists of the Heavens every 2 seconds or something like that, or just like 1 every half second or so you can actually see like those beams coming down everywhere and you feel like a true thunder god that just zaps everything around them. But especially with the fact that this has random targeting, the impact is even lower than your own attacks. So I think it just needs to be way stronger. But in general, I think that the build also could just need like a bit of a bump up to make this like a true, viable, competitive farming build, because this is mostly what it's used for. I think the best way to improve the performance of Fist of the Heavens overall would be to simply boost it through the Veiler 2-piece bonus as well. Right now, this only buffs Heaven's Fury after using Fist of the Heavens. But I don't really see the issue with just putting the same bonus for Fist of the Heavens there as well. I think that would equate something like 90 or buff or so. So it would be a really good build, but it wouldn't be like outrageous, especially because it's still not really like a crazy push build. You can see me here trying this out. This is with the season theme in 130. And also another issue that the build has, that most Crusader builds have really, is that it's just super squishy. So I'm like a glass cannon here, even trying to stay away from the enemies. I just get absolutely blasted. And for example, using Draw and Quarter is like no possibility in those kind of pulls. You just die on the horse. So this is how that goes. So in general, I think the toughness could be bumped up a little bit for Crusader in general, but also the damage for Fist of the Heavens, because it's so nice. I think with such a buff, it could also constitute kind of an alternative to Heaven's Fury in pushing, so that if this build was like, let's say, around 9-10 tiers stronger or so, that would probably be kind of close. and you could try this or the other build depending on what you like more. Personally, I'm planning to make a Crusader anyway in Season 27 because of the new Condemn build. I probably want to try to push that to the maximum as well, and gonna try to gear up a Valor Crusader in the meantime. And I kind of set my eyes on trying out a real Fist of the Heavens push, just for fun. Either way, I think the season is actually not looking that bad for Crusaders. They're not really like super top tier anymore with like 5 different nerfs they have gotten to Heaven's Fury in the past, but they're still pretty solid. They still have LD Bombardment as one of the best speedfiring builds in the game. They have this for people that don't like Bombardment, and obviously the new Arcane Condemn Crusader that is shaping out to be quite powerful. And I expect even further buffs to that. So this is my feedback here and just some showcase of Fist of the Heavens. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have some suggestions for Crusaders, for Fist of the Heavens, for anything. And let's see what happened on the PTR. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more D3 content, and I'll see you guys next time.